Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Zwift Community Live broadcast of the Friday Criterium. Riders are on their way in the A, B, and C category. And we have also a D category race today that I will be attempting to cover as well. And they are going to be getting off to a start in just about, I believe, 3.5 minutes or so. But in the A category, we can jump right on into the racing as well in the A, B, and C category, as they are all a part of a mass start right now. It does look like we are missing a little something here in the upper left-hand corner. Let's see if I can go ahead and grab that for you. There we go. The London Loop course is what we are going to be riding on today for this open A, B, and C race. If you're unfamiliar with Zwift racing, what I mean by open race is that all of these riders are a part of a mass start that started together out on Zwift today. And so the riders that you're looking at here in the A category, B category, and C category all start together. But they are racing against only the riders that are in the category they have designated in their name, an A next to their name, a B, a C, or a D, based on the category limits. If you do have any questions, you can bring them on my way through the social media integration. I do have that hooked up right now. I am also keeping an eye on Twitch chat as well as Mixer as much as I possibly can. I am not watching Facebook a whole lot, but I will. I am sorry, I am watching Facebook, but I'm not watching YouTube a whole lot. But if you'd like to bring questions my way, you can go ahead and do so. We actually had a restart on our D category computer, so we're going to see if we can bring that back up while we wait for these boys and girls to get into the faster parts of the racing out there today, or at least the little more crucial parts of the racing out there today in the front end of the race. We do have, it looks like, a solid group though of riders in this Friday Criterium today. Well-known names such as Tom O'Kalin, Brett Boniface, I did see in there, as well as Andy Self, actually, from the PTZ team, a rider I haven't seen jumping into the races in quite a while, actually. So good to see him out there from the UK. About 1 minute to start, looks like, in the D category. I did just jump my avatar right back into the game really quickly here, so good to get back in and able to cover that race, it looks like, without any problems. Now start on our some sort of restart on our other computer. So about 21 riders, it looks like, though, in that D category race, and about 1 minute to start. They will be doing laps on the classic course. We're gonna have to switch that up as well. I believe it is going to be the classic course out there today for them. And I think this is like zoomed in maybe or something. Looks like a little bit zoomed in for some reason over there. I wonder what's going on with that. That's interesting. So we're going to have a super zoomed in point of view here, it looks like, over at the, over for the Ds. We'll see if we can take care of that as well. And then we will definitely switch up what course that they are riding for the Friday Criterium today. So it does look like, as they take a right-hand turn, though, up toward Trafalgar Square, Kay Lawrence here kicks up into 5.4 watts per kilogram, right along with Timothy Termont in the 5.6. Boniface, now, though, probably one of the favorites to win, being followed very closely, actually following Timothy Termont here. Fairly well-known B category rider coming out of Belgium. Let's see how long he can hold on to that kind of pace at the pointier end of the race here. BJ Alfonso hanging out over at the Facebook. Good to see you, BJ. London was a great event. I didn't really see much of London itself. I was there and back so quickly, but definitely was great to see all of the people, and that's really what it's all about, though, anyways. It was very cool seeing and meeting all the people that we've been hanging out with for so incredibly long, actually, in the world of Zwift. So faces put to avatars actually that event. So that was the coolest part of the whole thing by far, BJ. And so able to connect with tons of people out there in London. So GP Llama says Friday for the win. Good to see you, GP Llama. How's it going, man? As always. You are still in London. I'm assuming. I'm wondering if you've done any more spin classes, and if you're going to become the new spin class king of spin classes. Is that the new competition now? No, I'm just kidding. But that was quite a lot of fun actually hearing all about that recently in the Zwiftcast recording. So looking through here now, we are seeing it is going to be this league group of about 20 riders, I would say, a couple of KRT boys in their KISS racing team. Hang on, it does look like it is going to be from the KISS racing team. I saw Tom of Kalen. I know he's riding for KISS. Who else is in there? James Hodges actually making his way to the back of the pack here, maybe going to be resting up a little bit as they are doing the London Loop. It's going to be 2 times over the top of Box Hill. The boys and girls in the D category race, though, they are doing a different course than that, though. They are going to be doing the classic course. I'm going to grab their feed here. It's acting a little funky on me here, though, so I might have some issues with it. Maybe something to do with the positioning here. Nope, it has to do with the actual feed itself. I have no idea why, but it's totally zoomed in, coming in from my computer. So I'll see if I can fix that up for you, boys and girls, in just a moment here, and we'll get that D category races. That's what this is all about, is covering all of the categories as much as we can for sure. So definitely want to be bringing you guys not just the coverage of the front end of the A race, but definitely throwing in some coverage there as well of the other categories, especially since the that's one of the things, is that the the Friday Criterium originally started out as a race that was focused actually in on the B, C, and D category. I'm sorry, the C and D category races to begin with. So definitely want to highlight them as much as we possibly can. Good, looks like Zuskan is here just in time for me to watch while working out again. Non-cycling workout. Good to see you. I've heard stories about flying back to UK tomorrow in the Netherlands. Gotcha. And negative, wireless works well enough for now. About USB. Gotcha. Okay. So, all right, looking through here now, we are seeing that they are heading into the into Box Hill. Comrade here from the BRT team. BRT actually showing up in force here in this week's Primal Europe Friday Criterium, and we do have, it looks like, Betteridge from the BRT making his way to the front, right along with Kay Lawrence from the US of A here. We also have, it looks like, Van der Eyck from the BRT. Gonna need to watch out for him. I'm wondering if he actually recently got onto this power meter. He was messaging me saying he was getting onto a power meter, so it'll be interesting to see how he stacks up against the competition. We are seeing Strzinski here from Team Poland as well. Was able to meet him actually recently in real life, making his way to the front. And looks like Andy South, 5.8 watts per kilogram with James Hodges now. BRT now making an attack at the front, though, with 7.2 watts per kilogram, and Hodges maybe just going to let that go at that 7.0 plus. Rzinski now following very closely. Hodges there, 5.4 steady here with Self, Kalen, Boniface, and then Kay Lawrence. Van der Eyck now here from the BRT team coming out of the Netherlands as well. Boniface now kicking it up into that 8 watts per kilogram, knowing that this may be the move to watch out for. He's actually not messing around one bit. He's going right on by. He's going to try and make this extremely difficult right from the get-go. Thank you so much for the bits there. GP Llama, a little bit of cheering there coming from the Llama. Martin Jortvik, good to see you hanging out as well over at the chat. Looking through here, I do see a couple more comments coming here. Nathan Stoltzer saying, can't wait to see this race on the new section. Llama is on European tour. I think he went to Tax HQ today. Yes, he definitely is, BJ. He's talking all about it, actually, over in the Twitch chat, it looks like. So the new section, so I'm assuming then, I didn't check for any updates or anything, but is the new section actually out? I've been so incredibly busy. I've been completely out of the loop. I wasn't able to actually even jump on to Zwift until super late last night, as I literally was traveling and racing my bike since Saturday. So I was either racing my bike, traveling to a Zwift race in real life, commentating, or doing the Zwiftcast, and then jumping back on a plane immediately, literally directly from the recording of the Zwiftcast. Boniface, though, with this crazy 12 seconds now, that was quite the attack. He opened up a huge gap here. Now Boniface up in that 5.86 almost watts per kilogram. Krzyzinski now, knowing this is a serious threat, making his way to the front with Kaland and then Comrick from the BRT team. These boys are not holding up one bit whatsoever just yet. And Ericman did some test lap. Gotcha. Not yet. Eric put it on Strava per the blog. I see. Thanks a lot, Nathan. I appreciate that. And BJ for the information there. We were wondering if it was going to be released quickly after the mentions of it on the Zwift blog, on the Zwiftcast, as that's usually how things end up going. So for the D category race, I am currently seeing that Greg Henderson has jumped into it, which is interesting, right along with AS and then A Shields. Henderson does have the verified badges leading out a group here up toward the front at about 3.5 watts per kilogram all day long. A Pfeiffer runner along with G Scott and C Manson. But our current scene, though, for some reason, is being extremely difficult here on our feed here. So if I can get that feed to fix itself, as you can see, it was really zoomed way in there, and that's not what we're looking for. At the same time, it looks like we are getting some FPS drop anytime that we swap up the scene, so maybe we'll just stay with these boys, and I'll let you guys know what the boys and girls in the D category rates are doing throughout the race, and maybe be able to catch just the sprint at the end. Boniface here now about toward the front here, 5.7 watts per kilogram, still holding on to that orange jersey as well as the King of the Mountains. Is that because he did do a race prior to this, or was just out there having fun for a lap or two right prior to the race here? Comrick now 5.6, 5.4, along with Vander Eyck, and then Trzynski still following up here, just 12 seconds back. They got him within their sights, and believe Boniface is going to have his work cut out for him to keep away for a full lap from the likes of Comrick, Vander Eyck, Trzynski, and Kaland, some of the strongest men that we know of on Zwift. Hodges here was dropped off here from this lead group. I'll go ahead and give him a ride on, as it's going to be a tough day to hold off Heath and Self, as well as Termont, who's having a really good day in the B category, hanging on to these boys' wheels. Looks like Johnny is, okay, time for Makas. Be back later. We'll see you later, GP Llama. Thanks for jumping in. Martin is doing some sort of a post there. Eric and John rode the new section yesterday, so it's on Strava. Got it. So everybody's linking the hype around what's been coming out of Zwift HQ. Got it. So we are seeing Timothy here now, the images of him dropping his chain perhaps for a second. They're not sure he hit 0 watts per kilogram for just a moment. Does look like also in the B category, he's got A. Lewis here about 20 seconds back with Betteridge trying to chase him down. So Termont probably going to be looking for this front group right now to try and hang on to the wheel and try and get as much of an advantage as he possibly can by going along with Lund, Heath, and Self. Looking through here, though, in the Primal Europe Friday Criterium results that are currently happening on ZwiftPower.com, 2 laps of this London loop today. For the live tab, it is showing us that as far as the efforts that are going on here, I'm going to look for Timothy's name, And I am seeing term out here at a solid 3.5 watts per kilogram total so far. So not over the limits so far. So definitely going to be able to win this category outright. But that was, let's see here. I have a feeling that was quite a while ago. I think the last time that they did the checkpoint was 2 kilometers in. So we're going to have to wait and see what's happening after they hit the next checkpoint. So it looks like Team ODZ did come through first with Brett Boniface about 20 seconds ago, 30 seconds ago. Here's Brett going up and over the top of that last kick on the climb. Still off the front, Trzynski, Komarick, then as well as Kalen and Van der Eyck now kicking into those orange numbers, 172 beats per minute. Komarick now here from the BRT team going on by Team Poland here with the BRT now making the chase. KRT being followed very closely by this Tom Kaland here, mountain biker coming out of Norway. Van der Eyck there out of the Netherlands. They're following closely. Chase group of 4 here. Hodge is still 33 seconds back. Going to have the chasers of Heath, Self, Lund, and Termont, who's just hanging on in the back here at 166 beats per minute. Just keeping him within sights, and I have a feeling he may be caught on the downhill. Hodge is kicking into 6.3 watts per kilogram. And South, though, Andy South there, along with Lund as well, matching those watts per kilogram. There, his avatar just cresting up over the top, gaining a solid 9, 10, 11 seconds as the speed goes up. We are seeing quite the effort here from Brett Boniface, though, keeping it really, really steady. And that's what he's going to have to do all the way to the finish line in order to hold on to this. Gap, he is going to have to keep a threshold type pace, 5 to 5.5 watts per kilogram, all the way to the finish line. Komarick and the rest of these boys, they may not work as well together as Boniface will work consistently there on the front there. Komarick now throwing into 9 watts per kilogram or so, then into Sagan Tuck, looking for 48 miles per hour. He is bringing it back to 30 seconds or so, but still 30 seconds out. Boniface here being really, really consistent. Komarick only having those punches, and I think Boniface knowing that these boys have those orange number punches, but maybe not the consistency that he does, went ahead and used that to his advantage here, it looks like. Johnny's saying that he's upgraded to see if I can refresh on my end before. So we'll see Johnny doing some background productions while we are casting here. Always good to have the support, Johnny. I appreciate it. So if you are watching over on the Facebook, we do have social media integration. If you are watching, you can also tweet at us if you would like to. We can bring in the social media integration through Twitter as well at Z Community Live, at Z Community Live over on Twitter. So what is happening in the C category? I will take a look right now. Thanks a lot for asking, Neven. I'm going to move my way backwards. We do see only 9 seconds. Right, I'll go back in just a second here, as this is extremely active front end of the A race, but it's going to calm down here in just a moment. I think Brett will be caught on the downhill here. About 7 seconds up is all it is. 30 seconds closed down extremely quickly there as they are making their way out of the underground in just a moment here on that punchy up into I think 13, 14, 15% gradient. Maybe not quite that high. About 11 maybe is the highest it goes. But we do have, it looks like Boniface out of Canada still leaning it out for ODZ here. 14, I was right. 15% gradient. And then it is Van der Eyck here with the BRT boys here. BRT train, bringing them on back. Hodge is still 58 seconds off the back here. Here come the orange numbers, and Boniface is going to see the train of Norway with Kalen, Trzynski coming out of Poland, Van der Eyck, and Komarick able to catch back onto his wheel in just a moment. It's going to be Gruppo Compacto at the front here unless there's a counterattack immediately from somebody as soon as they catch back up. 159 beats per minute, looking fairly calm right now. We do see Kalen there 164, Komarick at 158 here, Van der Eyck 179, up into some serious suffering so far. And then we do have Trzynski here sitting at about 172 beats per minute. D. Gardner in the lead is what Andy Beveridge is saying. Thank you so much. Powell, Lovin, Box Hill. 2 minutes back. So going to take a quick little look here and see. And that is exactly what I am seeing as well here, with Garner leading things out. We do see Jay Newsom, Campbell, Scarborough, and McDonald in the C category, but they are a little over limit. But it does show that they are ahead in the C category of Pal Stockvik, with Jay Alford, Jay Law, as well as A. Robinson from Team Type 1 trying to close things down. It does look like Stockvik has gotten with Robinson, though, and Jay Law maybe, but I think they're just cresting up and over the top of the KOM march, and there's about a 5-second gap between those riders. So now as these boys are getting Grupo Compacto, I'm going to move my way backwards here as we can go ahead and see what's happening amongst the rest of the A, B, and C category riders here. So we just do have this chase, solo chase from James Hodges, minimum at 7 back. I'm not sure they're going to see them again. Boniface actually countered as soon as they caught him. Really, really well played there from Boniface here, as he waited for them just to creep on, use every match they had, and then went ahead and kicked again. Van der Eyck tried to go with him. Looks like he's fallen off at 182 beats per minute. Wants to form a lead group here for ODZ BRT, but it's not going to happen as Boniface just continues on at 6.6 watts per kilogram through the start-finish line. Going to have to hold on to a serious effort, though. We do see a BRT rider here who I do not believe is a part of the race, trying to jump onto Boniface's wheel, actually. It looks like using the drafting power-up. Interesting move here. Was it somebody who maybe got dropped out of the game at a certain point? I have a feeling that perhaps that was what happened, and wanted to jump right back in and try and race the race still. We are seeing Andy Self, then it looks like here. We were saying it looks like then the group has been kind of splintered because of this attack from Boniface. Everybody used so much energy trying to get back with him. They caught him, and then he just exploded this group completely by attacking again off the front after they'd already put all of their chips into one basket, it looks like here. All their eggs into one basket. All their chips were out on the table, and bam, Boniface said, nope, I've still got a few aces up the sleeve, and went ahead and attacked here. Has 5 watts per kilogram to give, and has, again, up to almost 30 seconds over Kalen. 19 seconds on Comric. Comric, though, known for closing down gaps very, very quickly. As he's got about 5 seconds over Szerzynski here, as well as Kalen and Van der Eyck. Hodges now 116 back, continues to open up that gap little by little over Heath, as well as Andy Self, Lund, and Termont. Going to still have his work cut out for him. I thought he'd be caught by now, so really a valiant effort here coming from James Hodges to hold off this group, actually. As on that downhill section, usually a group of riders is going to be able to catch you, but because of determination here, it looks like he's been able to hold off a stronger chase group here in this A category. In the B category, still being led up by Timothy Termont from Vision Cycling. Then it does look like Lewis about 1 minute back with Betteridge right on his wheel. This will be the battle for second and third, it looks like, as they come through the start-finish banner. It does look like we have Eric Schlang, the drill, out there on course for TFC with Snaters, as well as Lewis just a little ways up, and that will be the battle for the top 5 here that will play out. Looking like they're chasing hard to bring back Betteridge as well as Lewis. I think they may be able to do so if they work well together here. Our Snaters here out of the Netherlands, riding for that HIK team. Always good to see them out on course, and it looks like at 4.4 watts per kilogram, taking a solid pull at the front here, as Eric the Drill Schlang Niemeyer as well there, coming out of, it looks like, Germany, trying to hang on to the wheels, now making his way to the front, 3.7 watts per kilogram in that Bikes and Beers kit. Little ways back then, we do see Garner, as you guys were saying, at the front end of the C category. Is he within category limits? Because this is quite the effort here coming from Garner here. 3.8 watts per kilogram, definitely over category limits. So going to get a little bit of an upgrade notification, most likely, Mr. D. Garner here coming out of Ireland, unless he fades significantly throughout the rest of the race. Then he's riding along, though, with D. Griffiths here, who's sitting in, I think, 6th or 7th place in the B category. 7th place, probably. Let's look here. 1, 2, 3. Nathan can count. Yep, about looks like maybe even a little further back than no, about 7th place out on course here for Griffiths. Then we do have Hubelman now fading quickly here out of Belgium, 2.5 watts per kilogram. So it looks like D. Carruthers going to be chasing him down with Creary. Coming from that B category as well. Keats is there. Campbell then. C. Campbell from the TFC. 2nd place currently in that C category, but going to be holding down first actually if Garner does get that upgrade. Jay Newsom then 16 seconds back from him. It looks like here, holding down 2nd or 3rd place. Bowes is out there as well. Good to see M. Bowes coming from the BRT team. 149 beats per minute, looking very steady on that Tron bike. Is that Mr. Martin? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is Mr. Martin out on course. Yep, Martin Bowes looking strong from the BRT. Making his way to the line to start his lap as well. DPR Arcade, good to see you out on the Twitch channel. Thanks for waving at us here. Hello world, go James Hodges. Mike Heine from the Cara Team stream looks and sounds perfect today on Twitch. Thanks a lot, Mike. I appreciate it. We were having a little bit of technical difficulties. Currently, our D category race that we were trying to cover looks like this. So we've got some nice close-ups here. Currently being lent out, it looks like, by Kirchenko out of Canada, A. Pfeiffer out of the USA. Greg Henderson decided to jump into the mix as well, too. That's that verified badge, but that's not exactly the feed that we're wanting to take a look at here. So we're going to get back into the A, B, and C category race. We will try and cover at least the finish, though, of those D category riders as they make their way to the line. I'm going to go ahead and open up their race in the, at least get the sprint for you guys and gals, so you guys can see what is going on with that D category. Again, Friday Criterium has added a separate race on these days, just so you know. We did probably just drop an FPS as well. So for some reason, when we're transitioning between the two feeds, we are also getting a wacky render time right now. So apologies on the drop of our frames per second there for just a moment. But we can give you what's happening here at the front end of this race. In that D category, Pfeiffer leading it out, 2.6 watts per kilogram, a little over category, right along with Krichenko from the BRT. C. Manson then sitting in, it looks like, first place amongst the women in the D category race. There's actually quite a few women that have jumped into the TFC today, actually. We got Elle Muller along with D Money out there as well, finishing up her 2nd lap here in just a moment. And Langer, too. So quite the contingent of women cycling out there, hammering away with C. Manson actually currently winning the amongst the women there in that race. So good to see them in the D category race out there today. We are seeing some C's and B's, though, that did jump in and there that are over the category limit for D. If you're putting out over 2.5 watts per kilogram in that D category race, definitely make sure you make your way into this this race that we're currently looking at right now amongst the A, B's, and C's today. So definitely helps out to keep things nice and even. Johnny, thanks a lot for the message. I don't think you're listening to me. As I just said, I'm keeping an eye on my render time for sure. Now we are seeing Betteridge here now at from the BRT team here up toward the front again with Lewis. This is the current leader of the chase group in the B category. We're going to see if they can give us a shot at Box Hill here in just a moment as they move their way forward. It's going to be, that's part of the struggle sometimes with getting in and amongst the rest of the racers, is making sure that we can see all parts of the course. And we currently have 2 feeds up, but we use them to jump into that D category race. So we are going to have to wait for this left-hand turn here in just a little bit to be able to catch the pointy end of the A race. As soon as these guys take a left, I think I will get the populated course here amongst these boys, but there is a large group. Here we go. We do have E. Halstead here. Actually, I didn't even know that he was in the race today. Good to see him hammering away. Looks like the reason I didn't know is that he was having maybe some dropouts here and there, and suddenly has just disappeared from the course altogether. So we're going to see if we can move our way back here and find the rest of the riders real quick. Here we go. We're right back in it with, there's Hodges. And we're not going to select Halstead again. Good to see him out on course, but he is definitely having some dropouts, making it difficult to keep an eye on him in the race or the race in general here. Boniface now 6.7 watts per kilogram with Kalen now 5.5, 5.3. The chase is on at 34 seconds, though. That is a huge gap to try and close down out on the climb here. I mean, that is not impossible, but these boys would have to put out 6 to 7 watts per kilogram full on all the way to the top here after already climbing once at a fairly high level already and burning a few matches in order to throw down a 6:15. I don't think that it's going to happen. Boniface is going to have to fade if they are going to catch him. He's been off the front for quite a while here. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the metrics that he's been throwing down from the start of this race. He does have a win recently out on Zwift. He's about, let's see here, a solid 5.0 solid, right on the money. He's Zada approved, coming out of Canada. I love the profile picture. Looks like he's got some figs in the profile picture there. 206 races, more races than anybody that was a part of the race in London actually recently. And Timothy Cartwright, I think, in the hundreds, high 100s, and almost 200, but 206. And that is because he likes to double up whenever he races. He doubles up on the races here, and as you can see, PRS Project Race Series he did back on 6/2 a week ago, but then he also did the Friday Criterium immediately after, and so I have a feeling that that is probably why we are seeing that orange jersey on him right now, is because he did do the PRS right before this. I am seeing C. Manson right along with Garcia and Moeller crossing the line here in just a moment. Manson just took the W, I believe, amongst the women. I'll have to take another look, though, but in that D category race, there are a few finishers bringing it to the line here. Garcia now 6.0 watts per kilogram, kicking it. Moeller here out of Germany, about 10 miles into her race, with D Money trying to chase her down, it looks like, but it will be Moeller for second place amongst the women, I believe, in that D category race as they are crossing the line. So at the front now, Boniface continues to open up his gap, actually, as these boys, I think, are racing for second place, and they've realized it, and they've kind of settled in to a battle of looking at each other. 166 beats per minute here coming from Kalen for that KRT team. BRT now as well, 4.5 now as he closes the gap down. Komrick, Szerzynski, Van der Eyck now falling off the back out of the Netherlands as Hodges is here now 58 seconds back from Van der Eyck here. Van der Eyck's going to have to let it go at 182 beats per minute. Szerzynski now following very closely with Kalen and Komrick. Going to be a chase group of 3 trying to bring back Boniface. Boniface almost has a full-on minute over the rest of the riders. The metrics say that Boniface has put out 5 watts per kilogram. Crazy amount of effort here coming from Boniface. Van der Eyck now up into that 4.4, 4.4, 4.3, 4.3, 4.3. So Boniface well above the rest of the competition in his current watts per kilogram throughout the lap. Last time he did have a check was the Prudential Arch at the entryway. That's the same with the rest of the riders as well. They were within 12 seconds at that point, though. So definitely has opened up quite a gap since then. And look at this. These guys are just looking at each other saying, okay, who is going to go? Because Boniface is gone at this point. We are going to race each other for second place as he's at 6.1 watts per kilogram or so. We'll keep on moving our way backwards for the finishes of the B to C category here. The D category race has finished up out on course. We'll go ahead and take a look at the results. And I am seeing Aram here, 3.9 watts per kilogram, took the win outright ahead of everybody, but was way over category limit, and so will maybe be relegated. At 2.8, we are also seeing Richard Ireland there So Nikolai Kurichenko for the BRT team at 2.4 watts per kilogram, the first one across the line that's within D category limits, takes the W with Andy Pfeiffer at 2.6 just behind him. Greg Henderson was out there actually hammering away with Alan Hiles. Right around the similar watts per kilogram, 3.1 and 2.5. I don't think Greg was actually racing, but hanging out maybe with some of the riders. David Scott there from the TFC, as well as Peter Lee and then Claire Manson there, taking the win amongst the women. That's all within the top 10. Pepe Garcia then rounding out the top 10 for, it looks like, that D category. A lot of over category limits, so make sure to jump into the correct category, especially if you're watching the replay out there today. And now we are seeing Martin saying, not racing tonight. Johan Moby said, didn't mean to enter this, so no full gas. Gotcha. Nope, Martin still recovering from the SCR race. It was a hard race from what I could see on the results. Martin is saying over at the Twitch channel. I was on a plane. I usually cover that one. But you'll have to forgive me for being on a plane during it for sure. As you can see below, if you have any comments or questions, make sure to tweet them at Z Community Live, and we will do our absolute best to answer them as we are following along over on the social media integrations here. We do see Brett Boniface still 130 up. So it looks like he's got this one easily in the bag. 130 is a huge gap actually out on Zwift. So that early attack, man, he threw down 8 watts per kilogram up and over the top of this climb and did not slow down from there on out. Completely demolishing this entire field here. But there was a great picture actually recently posted in the ODZ team. Said, who is this ODZ rider? It was one of the best racing shots I've seen all year, actually. Would love to actually grab that. We'll see if we can find it actually out there and bring it in. If somebody from ODZ actually has that, go ahead and tweet that out. I'd love to show off the recent attack that Brett Boniface was doing in his local, I think it was a Tuesday night or Wednesday night Criterium series over there in the BC, British Columbia. That's where he's coming out of Canada there, Brett Boniface, near that area here. Conrad Kaland and Szerzynski Van Dijk all looking at each other, holding hands a little bit. Hodges here with this huge effort on the front not on the front, but off the front of Andy Self's Heath Lund and Termont group, who's been trying to chase him down with a full lap here. Self here, almost up and over the top of Box Hill. This last chance here to take down 1 or 2 more spots. Maybe get away from D. Heath and Lund and the rest here. But they have been stuck to his wheel like glue as he's hammering away on that Cervelo S5. Being chased very closely by D. Heath on that Tron bike. So as you can see here, there is Lund Termont now from Vision Cycling, 1.9 watts per kilogram, hanging on to the wheel here. Now up toward the front, the pointier end of the race, though, we do have some orange numbers being thrown down. Van Dijk right along with Comrick and Kalen. Looks like Kalen now not going to be going anywhere. They tried, but nothing came of it. 243, 244, Boniface, just the monster off the front today. Martin Jofrick saying, BB is a hard man. What's up, y'all? Good to see you, says Mansky. Great work in London, Nathan. Good to be there in real life. Looked like you were having fun. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Definitely, for sure, John R. Appreciate the comments there very much. It was a great event for sure. It was good to meet everybody in real life. That was the main focus for sure. The main takeaway was what a tight-knit community everybody is, and it looked like everybody had a great time. The results were amazing all around. Definitely had some really great racing, and also a lot of learning curve though too for putting on events like that. I showed up and hammered on the mic, but there was a lot going on. I think for those maybe in the in-house actually got a lot of the show without any of those issues though at all. I think some of you boys and girls who are watching from afar were probably like, what is going on here a little bit. Van der Eyck, now we're giving ride-ons left and right here. We're going to make it rain a little bit on their heads to give them some encouragement as they make their way to the line. A lot of Sagan tucks going on here, and 0 watts per kilogram saving up before the final kicks to the line in just a moment. Boniface 2 minutes over this extremely strong field. What an awesome, awesome attack here. John says, we have a great community. Very odd to meet people you've known every ridden with you've only ever ridden with virtually. Yeah, definitely. Baltimore, so it looks like Szymanski's saying he's in Baltimore until tomorrow. And DBRK is saying, I think my trainer comes in tomorrow. I hope fat dudes are okay to ride on Zwift. You're definitely okay to ride on Zwift. I think everybody is more than welcome, and bettering ourselves through the power of bicycles is what it is all about here. It's part of the reason we started these broadcasts for sure. 4 minutes back now, we do see Hodges here able to open up a gap of 1 minute to the Andy Self group. We are seeing Termont here tacking over the top, 10 watts per kilogram, getting a little bit of a gap, 164 beats per minute here. Lund along with Self, and then it looks like Lewis 321 back there in that B category, currently leading it out. I believe, nope, Termont actually is winning the B category right now. Let's see if he stays within the category limits, though, as he was pushing fairly hard gear. Let's go ahead and take a look here really quick. Termont, though, right on the edge of 3.7, so not over in that 4.0 at all. Definitely going to be able to stay within those category limits. Boniface now making his way to the line. He's only got less than a K or so to go. Going to be taking the W here. Szerzynski and the rest here coming up and out of the underground with those orange numbers. And it looks like Comrade Kalen and Van der Eyck. Van der Eyck just barely hanging on. He's been struggling, yo-yoing off the back over and over and over again. The BRT riders are going to have to be looking, I believe, to Comrick to take the win today. Amongst this, not the win, but the second place win amongst the chase group today. We'll have to see if that's going to happen, though, as now it looks like Van der Eyck able to just scrape his way back to the back of this group. As Szerzynski here, 2.6 watts per kilogram now up toward the front here with Comrick, Kaland, and then Van der Eyck. 5.1 has to burn a serious match to get back on terms. We are seeing up in the 175 beats per minute. Szerzynski 176 here. Comrick now 150. Van der Eyck now counters, though, and goes flying on by here. 9 watts per kilogram there. Szerzynski's going to cover that move. And we're going to watch Brett Boniface go ahead and take the win, though. So congratulations to Boniface. Now back with Van der Eyck, who has 2 seconds. Immediately went flying right on by the second that he caught that group actually here. And we are seeing Szerzynski now 8.6 watts per kilogram trying to close it down. 2 seconds back, though, but it is only a few hundred meters to go at this point. As they come around the corner, we can almost see the 200 meter to go mark. We've got probably 500 meters, actually, half a K or so. Comrick tried to kick to catch him, but it's not going to happen. Van der Eyck definitely has a consistency at this point here. 2 seconds is all it is, though. Szerzynski, Comrick, Kalen trying to chase it down. The BRT boy Comrick, though, is not going to chase his teammate down, I would believe. 3 seconds still. Van der Eyck, what a move here coming from Van der Eyck on this downhill second. He is not going to be caught. Here comes Szerzynski now, though, into that 10 watts per kilogram with a kick, but Van der Eyck's going to be taking second place. Comrick from the BRT didn't want to chase his teammate down, waited till the last second, then kicked right on by Van der Eyck from the BRT, followed by Comrick. Then it's going to be Szerzynski and Kaland across the line in 5th place, I believe, on the day. And then Hodges here, we were just looking, still holding steady at 163 beats per minute here, able to hold off that 34 seconds. But Heath, as well as South, Lund, and Termont are still going to have a battle, though, to the line in just a moment that we're going to be able to see for a sprint in this A category, rounding out somewhere within the top 10. But Hodges is going to still be holding on to that 5th or 6th place overall today. And let's see here. Have you seen the meme with you and Chris? Yes, I've definitely seen that. I was tagged in it, so I couldn't miss it. CVI cover was great with you and Chris Haskell. Thanks, Martin. Appreciate it. I like the community. Just kind of says, I know 20 times the amount of people I do in real life who ride now. John R. says, there's a few, and they are hilarious. They did an awesome job on the night. Very professional. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that, you guys. I did get some feedback that I talk too loud and too fast at the live events, like I'm eating the mic. There was a YouTube comment, and I think there's something to be said for that. I need to take that feedback to heart. At those events, need to just be aware. Maybe I know that there were some mic issues though, and so I think I was trying to overcome those a little bit. Heath now here, TFC. Team Type 1 riding for the charity here. Team Type 1 Diabetes to fight that disease, and it looks like he is going to be fighting with a whole lot of power into these pedals. 4 seconds up from Andy Self, able to get the better of Andy. Termont here coming on at about 10 watts per kilogram. Going to come flying by Andy. Andy faded right at the line there at 173. D Heath now 4.8 now. It looks like Termont is going to take the win in the B category. We do have Lewis and Betteridge here battling it out, though, coming up and out of the underground. A category riders finishing up the race toward the front, so it looks like we're going to be all done following them. Termont takes the win in the B category. Betteridge right along with Lewis now, rounding out the top 3 here in this B category with Niemeyer now from Germany, about 106 back from them, going to be taking 4th if you can hold off our Snatters here out of the Netherlands. And let's see here. We are seeing the energy is so good, though. I say eat the mic, DPRK. Thanks a lot. Need to talk faster and exciting parts, though. I agree, Szymanski. But it's I think there was a little bit of maybe compensation, and also just being a little bit overhyped at times where it wasn't needed. So just turn the mic down a little and slow down a bit, and it will be good. I like the balance of hyper and slow. Yeah, and that's how it should be. As I learn to cast better and better and better, Zuskana. That's definitely learning the rhythms of action that are out there. And I think there was maybe just a really exciting event for all of us there. So Lewis here now, Betteridge there, battling it to the line here, 4.5 watts per kilogram. It looks like Betteridge here, 5.1. Maybe going to be able to close this down. Let's go ahead and see, though, 2.7. Just almost back onto that wheel. But Lewis just keeps on turning the screws at the front here. 6.0, 6.9. And he's got about half a K. Can he hold on to this for that second place today in the B category? I'm not sure if it's going to be able to happen. He's definitely in the hurt locker here. 175 beats per minute. Now Betteridge 2 seconds back here. 7.0 watts per kilogram. Waited to the last moment to do this kind of a kick. Might have waited a little bit too long as he let quite the gap open up. And Lewis still has 7 watts per kilogram to give here. Maybe that was not expected from the BRT rider. As Lewis now opening up 7 watts per kilogram. Betteridge trying to follow. It is just 100 meters, 200 meters or so to the line here. Betteridge still coming into those 8 watts per kilogram. But Lewis timed it just right with just enough energy, it looks like, to the line, and will be taking second place on the day. Betteridge really, I thought he was going to catch him maybe with the watts that he had, but it did not happen. The Joe Schlang now here, a little ways back. We are seeing Ganyan like a Canyon mixed up with a GC Envoy here. They got to figure each other out, it looks like. But now it looks like we do have the drill trying to chase down Niemeyer. And it is 8 seconds, though, back to Schlang. So Schlang's going to be off the back here, coming out of the USA, and not going to be catching Niemeyer out of Germany here. We'll go ahead and give this boy a ride on. This guy already got his, so we'll just leave him alone. John R. says, just a shame we couldn't be in the same room as the racers. I had so much coffee, Zuskana, it was affecting me for days. I had so much coffee, Zuskana. Zuskana says less coffee, and you'll be fine. I had a Zwift workout planned, but I have dead legs. I'm not even finished with my extra workout, so easy ride it is. Is that for tonight? Is that what we're talking about? Are you streaming tonight, Zuskana? I think I put you on the schedule. I'll have to take a double look. Schlang here now making his way across the line here, was unable to catch Niemeyer, but still within the top 10 in that B category. I think rounding out the top 5 even. Snyder's here from the HIK team. Good to see him out of the Netherlands here. Yes, yep. All right, sounds good, guys. Next up on Zwift Community Live, make sure to check it out. We've got Zuskana bringing the workout tonight. So 10 p.m. CST, do not miss it. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that follow button over on the Twitch channel or hit the like button on our Facebook page, subscribe on the YouTube, do all those good things. And if you want to interact with us at Z Community Live on Twitter. The best way to get updates anytime that we do go live, though, is on the Twitch page. It does send a direct notification to you anytime that we go live. So with our group rides, workouts, or racing. Lead out. Griffiths. Garner's telling Griffiths to lead him out. What is that all about? Come on now, gives him a nudge. Where's the lead out train, Griffiths? What are you doing? And is he going to jump him now at this point? I'm not sure. That was quite the interesting message here. Garner now in the C category. And there was like some sort of agreement there or something. I'm not sure what happened there, but I think Garner just took the W in that C category, but I think that he was over category limits. We'll have to wait and see. I Jansen's starting to ride here from the PTZ team out of the Netherlands. Good to see her. We'll give her a ride on here. This is McDonald here now making his way to the line. Ronald now, let's go. Excuse me, Martin Bose from the BRT team as well. Going to be battling it out here to the line. Always good to see Martin. And let's see if he's able to get the better of the other rider here, McDonald. And thanks, M. Bose, McDonald's is saying. And so I have a feeling maybe there was a whole lot of pulling here coming from M. Bose out there today saying, go, go, go to him. But now here comes Huma now coming from out of nowhere. 2 seconds now is the gap. Will he be able to catch on up to McDonald? Ronald, let's go here. Bose now 2.8 and Creary not actually a part of anything. So here we go. McDonald now 3.5 watts per kilogram. Bose says go, go, go. Gives him an encouragement and was just there to lend a wheel. It looks like a battle almost to the line. Bose goes flying right on by. And it will be Hubelman now. Next one across line, 159 beats per minute, followed by Creary in that TFC B race. Campbell now with the Carruthers. 11 seconds up from him. Campbell watts per kilogram. Let's go ahead and look through here. Looks like we had a little bit of lag there for a second. Sorry about that. And Tom O'Kalen says, can we get a tunnel under Box Hill, please? Tom O'Kalen says, and Neven Kavaga says, bless you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Neven. And good to see you. I love your, we got to show this off just because it's such a great, it's a great profile pic here. One of the best. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. And are you in a PTZ kit? Neven? It looks like that might be a PTZ kit, perhaps, but is your minion in a PTZ kit, I should say. I absolutely love the profile pic there, buddy. Keats here now. Team TFC hammering away for the Bs. Now about to cross the line with Campbell following very closely. Does look like Scarborough here out of the USA, just a little ways ahead of A. Robinson. Powell now in the underground still, trying to chase down Robinson from Team Type 1. Looking at the results then, let's go ahead and chat about this. Brett Boniface for first place, a minute 5 back was Jelle van der Eyck here for BRT, followed by Standa Komrick. Then we have Tom O'Kaland and Peter Szerzynski rounding out the top 5. It does look like in 6th place was James Hodges, followed by Darren Heath in 7th. Timothy Termont, 8th overall, but 1st in the B category. Then Andy Self, 9th place. Overall, followed by Martin Lunt in 10th. So solid efforts there in that B category, though, with a couple of riders in the top 10. All within category limits, though, for the watts per kilogram. Very big discrepancies in the top 10. Full watt per kilogram difference, actually. Brett Boniface put out 5.2 for the duration of the race today. Adam Loomis, Dom Betteridge, and then Folkert Niemeyer is your top 5 rounding out. Eric Schlein took 6, followed by Rolf Snatters and David Griffiths there in that B category. First place will go to Darren Garner. And 3.5 watts per kilogram, though, in the C category. Ian McDonald, as well, for Team TFC, is going to be getting that big old upgrade. Congratulations. Good job. Martin Bowes now 3.7 in that B category. Solid effort, followed by Niels Hilvelman. So the winner then in the C category, it says, will be Derek Carruthers at 3.1 watts per kilogram, then Chris Campbell. They're at 2.9. Scarborough will be taking 3rd place, I believe, followed by Paul Eddie Stopvik for 4th place. If he holds on to that spot, actually Robinson caught him, it looks like. He's going to be grabbing that 4th place, and Eddie will be having to settle for 5th. Timothy Round says, thanks for the coverage again, Nathan. Timothy, it was great meeting you in the UK over in London. You absolutely rock, and those pictures that we have of the Vision Get Together are going to be definitely forever. It was pretty awesome. Neven is a TFC rider, one of our top ladies. Got it. Thank you so much, the Jaguar. I really appreciate that. PVGF 2017 Canadian Masters Road and Crit Champs this weekend. That's Brett Boniface telling me that. Brett, can you tweet at me that picture that I recently saw over at ODZ? That was a really cool picture, actually, of you attacking off the front. Termont says, for sure, likewise, you the man. Thanks a lot, Termont. Appreciate you so much. I'm doing cross-training. Just kind of says, I've made friends with too many Aussies. I'm doing winter-style training. Well, good for you. I think I think that's good for you. If you're not racing, then I think total body health is of more importance for sure anyways. So definitely, especially for women. Well, definitely for both genders, but definitely really great for you, I think, to get into that long term. Stockford now giving us that kick over 1,000 watts, 1,147 is what I was seeing, maybe even to 1,200. Always putting on a show, Mr. Stockford, when it comes to the sprints out of Norway. Good job there, pal. Good job, pal. All right, here we go now. What's going on with Greg Henderson out on course, putting out 5 watts per kilogram? I think the race was a warm-up for him. We'll give him a ride on here. We are seeing Heigel here from Team Experimental right along with Weidman. And suddenly we are in the pens. There must be another race starting up here in just a moment because Team Experimental is showing up in force at whatever it is. I believe there's an XRS race going on. Exactly. I've noticed some areas I'm really weak, so I'm working on them since I don't race. Yep. That's super, super important. This is quite the shot here we got going on suddenly of the guy standing still there, Zwift. Nice one. So I think we're stuck. See if we can get out of here. We got unstuck just now. See what we got going on here. J Law now with Offered. This will be the last of our coverage for this C category race today. SW, good to see you over at the channel, man. Hope you're having some safe travels. Are you back home yet, Scotty? I'd be surprised if you were. Andy Beveridge says, thanks for the coverage. Nathan, you are so welcome. TFC, Primal Europe, TFC, Friday Criterium, always one of my favorites. You guys are super awesome. Apologies that our D category race coverage for some reason got kind of wacky. And of course, look at this. When we left this is interesting. We left the event and it fixed it. We left the event. So I don't know what's going on with that. Our render time is going way up on transitions though anyway, so you're probably losing FPS. So we can't make our transitions right now. We got to figure out what's going on with that. I'll leave a chat with Johnny. We'll put him in the corner with the dunce cap for a little while and figure out what's going on with the transitions render times. Lots of cool things coming our way, though. Lots of cool voting and polls that we're putting together, actually, that are kind of fun, that we are going to try and launch by next week. So be on the lookout for that. Next up on Zwift Community Live is going to be Zuskana We are also going to be launching some question and answer times coming up here pretty soon. There's so much going on in the background, guys. We're working on some planning out. So it's obviously summer here, so it's not super hyper focus on so much of the productions for the Northern Hemisphere that we're covering for right now, but there's a lot of focus on Aussie land as well as New Zealand. That whole Southern Hemisphere right now, but it also gives us some time to do some work in the background. So a lot of cool stuff coming your way because of that. All right, everybody, that's going to be it for the coverage today. One more time on the results for the Friday Criterium, Primal Europe Friday Criterium. Top three in each category. Brett Boniface, first place, solid 5.2 watts per kilogram for Team ODZ. BRT rounding out the next two. Jalais, Van Dyke, followed by Standard Comrade, BRT Bolt Racing Team. B category, Timothy Termont for Vision Cycling, followed by Martin Lund for the Vikings. And then Adam Lewis. In that C category, upgrade and an upgrade, Ian McDonald, Ronald, going to the Bs. Darren Gardner, maybe eat some French fries, Ronald, if you want to stay in the C category. Just kidding, guys. Don't eat French fries from McDonald's. Derek Carruthers here, Chris Campbell, and Randy Scarborough. That is your top three in the C category. In that D category, Nikolai Kurchenko, followed by Andy Griffiths, and then David Scott. Greg Henderson jumped into the race, it looks like. Solid job to him. Tour de France rider, 2 races. Alexis Hunt, it looks like the WBR flat, as well as an XRS race, took a win in the B category. All right, everybody, what we got going on here? Thanks, Nathan. No problem, Moby. Appreciate you very much, Moby. Looking at social media integration, looks like no more chat coming from there. So we'll see you guys tonight for Zuskana's ride out on Zwift, 10 p.m. CST. That's what's coming up next. We might have some impromptu streams. Make sure to give us a follow for those. Otherwise, our schedule can always be found over on our Facebook, as well as we will be updating it all over the place. It's on our Twitter, etc. So, all right, cheers, everybody. Have a good day. Congratulations to all the riders, as usual. And right on.